AskMen, how do you get over being monkey branched by your ex? I'm still struggling to pick up the pieces. For those that don't know what monkey branching is, it's essentially when your significant other lines up another man to date and then dumps you before shortly jumping to the next guy afterwards. Basically, my ex of nearly 5 years left me for another man 4 months ago. The story is in my post history. My sense of self-worth has been badly damaged as a result, knowing I wasn't good enough and left for another man. She was my first everything, and I 100% saw a future with her and was on the verge of proposing. I've cut off all contact, went full scorched earth with all the photos and notes I have of her, and have been seeing a therapist weekly. While I feel better than I did 4 months ago, despite all of this, I still have feelings for her. I'm so sick of feeling like garbage. How can I get over this and not be scared of dating again, knowing that the woman I respected and cherished with my whole heart so easily cast me aside like nothing? I'm kinda the worst to comment on this as I always get too attached too soon. But I do know thinking about it all the time just drags the recovery time out longer. Most of the time they have moved on. They are not thinking about you. It's best to not think about them. Don't be sad you're lonely for the weekend. Just get out and do something that doesn't involve girls. Eventually, when you're truly not thinking about girls, another one shows up and you can start it all over again. I agree what this guy said, it's easier said than done. Like most cases, you most likely won't truly forget her, and in the back of your head you still love her, but in time your pain will be numbed and eventually she will wither away. It's not much advice, since I was only been physically and mentally by a chick, and it seems like her case was worse than mine. But going off my experience, just let time do its thing. You won't forget her, but the pain will be numbed. Hope this helps at all. Keep on keeping on. Basically, my ex of nearly 5 years left me for another man 4 months ago. Sorry to hear that, friend. My sense of self-worth has been badly damaged as a result, knowing I wasn't good enough and left for another man. She was my first everything, and I 100% saw a future with her and was on the verge of proposing. It's normal to feel this way, but don't self-deprecate yourself by saying you weren't good enough. She was my first everything, and I 100% saw a future with her. This is the root of all your anguish. The amount of time and effort invested in her is the issue here. You've spent so much time integrating her into your life that her absence makes you feel terrible. How can I get over this and not be scared of dating again, knowing that the woman I respected and cherished with my whole heart so easily cast me aside like nothing? Here are a couple of exercises / things you can do to help you get over that amp when it comes to your ex. Remove emotion. This is very important to recovering from a breakup. If we have a painful breakup, we tend to hold on to the most painful parts of the breakup and stay there. This creates baggage for you in future relationships. The next time anything related to the breakup comes up, stop and remind yourself of the facts and nothing more. She left because she chose to. That's it. No fond memories, no disbelief, just that one simple fact. Take a break from dating. After a breakup like this, you should take a vacation from the dating grind. Keep things casual before you dive back in. Pick up old interests. Returning to hobbies and interests you had before the relationship is therapeutic. It reminds you that there are things that you enjoyed before being in a relationship. Pick up new interests. If there is anything that you've always wanted to try or do that isn't harmful to you, I'd suggest you take that up. It could be anything from rock climbing to starting a business. A perfect example would be a man that went through a painful divorce. He took up leatherworking and now makes bags, belts, etc. He plans on turning it into a full-time business. Workout. I'm sure you've heard this one before, but the reason behind it is more psychological than physical. Exercise kills depression, improves mood, and keeps negative thoughts at bay. 30 minutes a day can cut hundreds of hours of negative reflection. Oh, I've been doing all of this basically a week post breakup. I gave myself time to cry and be miserable. Picked up new hobbies, saw friends, hit the gym like a madman, etc. It's just still hard to process, and I'm tired of feeling this way. I move on with the realization that obsessing over someone that I don't have a future with is a waste of my time, and knowing that things likely wouldn't work out, even if we had gotten back together, a waste of their time. For whatever reason, She was unhappy in that relationship. Instead of dragging out a broken relationship that was potentially doomed to failure for another 5 years, she left you to the freedom for you to find the right girl. Try to look at it optimistically. Would you rather still be in the relationship if you were both unhappy out of comfort or convenience, or would you rather be free to find someone else? I know this easier said than done, but this may be an opportunity to spend time with yourself and building your sense of self-worth from the inside out. Too often we look to others to define our worth and give us meaning. This is a parasitic behavior that we humans easily fall into because it comes much easier than generating that validation from within. Explore yourself, walk through your fire, and no one will be able to shake you like this. A partner should, in my view, be an emotional luxury, not a necessity. That's what I'm gonna take the time doing. I don't ever wanna feel this way ever again. If I'm gonna date again, the next girl I end up dating will be getting someone who has taken the time to focus his efforts inwards and not quickly seek out another person. Happened to me 2-3 years ago. You don't get over it. Go scorched earth with your ex, and the best way to get back to some sense of normality for your mental health honestly is to find a rebound relationship. You don't need to compete with her new relationship. You need the right kind of one to heal you. Honestly, the types of guys who will set up a relationship with a monkey branching girl will typically just be out to use her. Karma's debts do not go unpaid. Been through the exact same, but I don't really believe in karma. All the girls who did the same crap in my university are doing well and married. I'm not surprised it's taking more than 4 months to get over a 5-year relationship that you were ready to propose for. At this point you do probably want to not be obsessing over it, and you should be trying to move on, which obviously you are, but it's going to hurt for a while, and that's okay. Deal with the pain when it comes up. As another commenter said, don't dig into the pain or emptiness, but just remind yourself of the facts of the relationship and the facts of the breakup. Then try to move on from the moment. Also, you don't have to be completely whole to start dating again. You definitely don't want to be pining for your ex, but if you still feel betrayed or hurt by them, I would probably say you're in an okay place to date. You have to understand, it wasn't your fault. Once trust and or respect are broken, that should be a line that isn't crossed. When that happens, you should drop that person from your life. Doesn't matter that you still love them. Learn that someone who can cross those lines isn't someone to plan a life with. She apparently wasn't happy with the relationship. Learn from it and move on. I have a friend that keeps taking back the girl that keeps him. It doesn't matter how many times people try to tell him that she doesn't really love him. If she did, she wouldn't be doing all those things, treating him with such disrespect. The love of your life should never treat you like that. If you're constantly getting in an argument, if they keep going against what you've asked them not to do, that person isn't the one, and it's time to move on. Learn what the lines are in a healthy relationship, and the moment someone crosses one of those lines, you call them on it, and then you decide how to handle it by how they react to you calling them on it. Without trust and respect for yourself and from them, then it's time to move on. Life is short. Watch the lines. You're on the right track with the therapist. Stay with it. Accept your grief. Don't waste too much time in shock because it hurts too much or is taking too long. It hurts exactly as much as it's worth. This is someone you wanted to propose to. It'll take time. Cope wisely. You are injured and will need a crutch. Food, beer, someone else, rage, spirituality, gym. Not all crutches are equal. It's not the end of the world if you drink the odd beer in a shower, but recognize crutches as temporary aids that become burdens in excess. Forgive yourself for feeling not good enough, for grieving too long, for rushing yourself through grief. Write this down if you need to. Make closure. When you can do it with dispassion and clarity, you'll want to know what went wrong. At this point, hopefully you'll have accepted that it wasn't your fault you got blindsided, but you'll still want to look back and see if there were any signs you missed or what type of partner you want going forward. This is fine, but recognize clarity isn't always possible, and closure isn't something you get, it is something you make, a commitment to no longer be curious about the past. Hang in there. Breathe. You're doing everything right. Worldwide comments of the day. I've been treated like that before. I get angry at someone's selfishness and then I get yelled at because I'm putting the selfish person in a bad position when I say I'm walking away. It's just plain disrespectful and shows that these people don't see you as a priority and won't consider you and your feelings. I get why they're concerned about her, but she brought this upon herself. They can support her if they're that concerned. She may be in preservation mode, but that was caused by her. If they're your friends, I'd say you need to get rid of them as well. Not one of my friends would fault me for wanting proof that a kid was mine after a girl cheated. In fact, my friends would tell me to get a DNA test even if I didn't catch her cheating and the kid looked exactly like me. Because you never know until you're sure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.